Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Um, I actually have a dentist appointment this morning, early, and I kind of made a mistake here because I was going to make some raisin bread. Only problem is, after about 30 minutes of the bread getting started is when you're supposed to add the raisins. So you can, I've got about 15 minutes before I leave, so I'm going to put them in after that, and then we'll see how they do. But today, in today's world, we have so many things that are questionable. I was seeing a thing about Starbucks has kind of gotten busted because they're adding all of these binders to their coffee to make them smoother or creamier. And, you know, we all want this perfect look and things like that, but we're adding things that we don't really need to make it more convenient or a better look than what's normal. So for me, I'm trying to understand this, and maybe this will put this in perspective. If I make a loaf of bread, this is raisin bread. I don't know why I can't remember the ingredients because I make it all the time, but I know it's 4 cups of bread flour, 1.5 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of butter, right? 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay. 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. Let's see, right? Butter, 4 cups, dry milk. Let's get the dry milk. 2 tablespoons of dry milk. I use cane sugar. I like a little extra in there. Cane sugar, dry milk, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, no, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I should have this by memory. Cinnamon. And we're going to put that all in the bread machine, right? Dump this in the bread machine. And make a well in the middle. So we put the yeast into it, right? And that's all the ingredients with the exception of the raisins. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a loaf of Petrick's Farms swirl bread. And I'm wondering if they call it swirl bread because they don't actually put any cinnamon in it. See, that's the trick that they do these days. They call it dairy, or excuse me, they don't call it dairy. Cold dessert or soft dessert as opposed to ice cream because they're not actually the products that we used to get. They play this word salad to fake you out on what you're actually getting. It's not actually real fruit, real raisins. Now, I've been drinking my own coffee at home. I've been, for the most part, making cinnamon raisin bread every week because I love cinnamon raisin bread. And I've been making butter or buying Amish butter. And through the course of doing all this stuff, I've dropped 40 pounds. I feel better. I'm stronger. I wish I could tell you I'm looking better, but I'm still old and ugly, so that's not going to change. But the difference of eating the processed foods versus not is night and day different. Foods have a better taste. I actually saving money. At home, I went to a giant grocery store, and everything in there cost an arm and 3 legs. I mean, literally at the grocery store. And what I'm finding out is between going to the local butcher shop, the steaks, hamburgers, all stuff are actually less expensive, and they feel real. When you bite one of these burgers that I make, oh my God, it's so good. It is so good in comparison to if I buy some hamburger from the grocery store. The color is throughout the same color. The texture has a real feel to it. All of these things are because what they're doing is not about you and getting you good food. No. It's about maximizing the profits. And sadly, that is the case in everything. We're getting cars that are made with plastics these days. Plastic components that break down. Cars sometimes, people are getting cars 10, 20,000 miles that the engines are shot. The food that we get, you saw right there. How many ingredients? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 ingredients, 10 with the raisins. That's all it takes to make the bread. Then how come you got to get a magnifying glass and you've got a book, War and Peace, of all the ingredients that go in there? Bread, that's all it is. Yet you got all of these different chemicals and process and binders and everything else that are in there. Why do you need something to bind it together when that's all together by itself? I can't understand it, but that's the way it is. So we'll take a look at the bread a little bit later. As always, I appreciate you guys, and hope you all are having a great day. Peace.